ones, empaths, when the narcissist knows they lost you, is when you don't feed them any more supply. You stop feeding them supply. You stop giving them any form of energy source. And they realize that they lost you. Now, like the video I made yesterday, they feel your power slipping. They feel the power over you slipping away. That's what I discussed in that video. But they know they lost you when this is for them. Losing you comes when they're stopping getting supply from you. When you don't respond to them. When you go cold on them. And we go cold very soon on. You know, you don't realize that we do mirror their behavior, and we do show a cold streak to us. And they can't handle it. They can't handle it. And when the narcissist knows that they lost you, or if they've wronged you too much, you know, they think we're able, you know, a bottomless bucket that you can just keep pouring all this grief into, all this trouble, and it, you know, a bucket with holes in it. That's what I meant by a bottomless bucket. And they can just keep pouring this stuff in, and we're not going to break, you know, but we don't break. We might have tears. We might have times of sadness. We might go through that. But eventually we get to the other side and we become stronger. You just got to wait for it, because it happens. You become stronger. And when you get stronger and you realize that you convert this bad experience into something positive, and you start seeing the sunshine on the horizon, and you start seeing, you know, you start hearing the birds chirping again, and you start seeing the blue sky, and you start recognizing things in life again, and you're not looking at the floor. You're not hunched over just looking at the floor, or just looking at your phone and looking at old messages from them, and you're not looking at old photos of you together and stuff like that, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you go through all of that stuff. You go through all that stuff, like looking at old photos, looking at old messages, old message. What's it called? Lost my train of thought there. You know, like the stream of messages that you have, like in your inbox and all of that. You stop looking through all of those, and you begin to realize that this person was absolutely nothing in your life. They were a small part of your life. They're a fraction. And when you compare the time that they're in our lives to the time of God, don't worry, it's nothing on that scale. We might have wasted some years, but it's not all wasted. We become stronger. We become more resilient. We learn discernment. We start to understand how to deal with these people. We start to recognize these people in our lives, in other areas of our lives, not just romantically, but friends, associates. We recognize them from afar now. We see these toxic traits in people. So when they know they lost you, this is when all of this starts to happen. They know they've lost you for good. When you start, you're past it. Because you know you're at that point, right? You're at that point when you can't even imagine moving on with anyone else. You know those times when you believe that this person was your one and only, and you can't even imagine moving on with someone else. Now, I'm not saying you are going to move on with someone else straight away, but I'm saying you're giving it thought. You're preparing yourself for actually meeting a future mate. You're not caught up on them. You realize that there's other people out there, and the world's not just centered around them. You know, this is when they've lost the power over you. You know, and you stop worrying about what they're doing. You stop worrying about what they're doing. That's crucial. You stop worrying about what they're doing. You're not thinking about, oh, they've come back from work now. oh, they've done this now, or they're picking up the kids now, or they're doing this now. Like, you don't think about them things. This is when they lost you for good. You know, I'm just talking about the types of behavior traits that come with when they've lost you for good. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But, you know, you stop thinking about what they're doing. You stop worrying about what they're doing. You need to get to this point. Like, I don't actually care what the narcissist is doing. That narcissist could go out there and go with numerous people. They're never coming back to me. I'm telling you that now. They know they're never coming back to me. They know they can never come back to me. And I certainly wouldn't even entertain it. And I certainly wouldn't let them in my bedroom, because that is disgusting, right? These lot are like viruses. These lot are disgusting individuals. Scum of the earth. These lot are scum, right? And that's the way I view that person now. Like, you might think that, oh, it sounds like I'm not healed, or I've got hatred. I don't have hatred or malice. Like, if I saw them on the road, I probably wouldn't even, I don't even know. Like, if I looked at them, it would give them supply, right? If I ignored them, they would think, oh, I'm trying to ignore them, so it would give them supply. This is how effed up their minds are. They don't understand us. That's why the relationship didn't work out. They don't understand us. They don't understand the empath. They don't understand the chosen one, right? I'm just talking about a small instance there. You're walking down the street and the narcissist sees you. What do? Do you pretend you don't see them and just carry on with your day? Or do you look at them and give them an evil look? Both things are going to feed them. That's how weird they are. They're fed off supply, right? But all I'm saying is, they'll know they lost you either way. It will still feed them with supply. But they'll know that they're on a losing streak. It's not a winning streak. It's not a hi, how are you, hug and stuff like that. It's not that, is it? So they'll know they're on a losing streak, but it will still stimulate their insides, the weirdos, the dusty little weirdos. It will still stimulate them. And I'm talking about just the interaction walking down the street. As I said to you before, when these lot reach out with their fake profiles, with their behind the keyboard or huffing and puffing, and you know what I'm saying, they're proper into it. They're weirdos. They will sit there behind their computer screens, and I've said this before, where they're frantically typing out these messages to us, and you know what I'm saying, and they're sweating, and they're just dusty. I'm telling you, they get so stimulated off us. That's how you need to get to the point when they know that they've lost you. When they would rather than be sitting with their new supply, they would rather be in the bathroom, making a fake account, messaging you, or watching stuff that you're doing. If you lot are on YouTube as well, they're probably watching your content. You know what I'm saying? The narcissist was watching this content. Weirdo. Do you know what I'm saying? Watching this content. Why are you watching this content? Why was she watching this content? It just shows how dusty they are. She was actually sitting there at her home, or wherever the hell she is, right? I don't even care if she's in a trash can, right? She's watching the content and commenting and doing weird stuff. Who does that? Who does that to someone that I was discarded? Why are you creeping up in my life these many years later? They're never done with us. That's the thing. They're not ready for when we door slam, when we get our strength back. I'm not saying it happens overnight. I'm not saying it happens overnight at all, because it didn't happen overnight for me at all either. I was madly in love with this person. I love this person with all my heart, right? But I worked out the reality of the situation, that I was dealing with someone who's toxic, someone who is ill. They're ill inside. They are ill. They are ill individuals, right? And you've got to know this. You're dealing with someone who's very ill. They don't have the right nutrients inside of them. That's from God, from the source, from the universe. They don't have that makeup inside of them. They're made up of some other stuff. And that's why we dealt with what we dealt with. And we can never let someone like that with those qualities back in our life, because they're all over the place. They're just everywhere. And that's why I would rather stay on my own than let someone else like that back in my life. There needs to be someone special that I let into my life. And this is when You need to start thinking of this stuff. Even if you're thinking about it, thinking about meeting someone else, thinking about possibly meeting someone else, take the time. I always say that it's crucial for you to take the time out. Don't rush into something else to someone else, but anticipate it. Think about it. Process it. Get these thoughts running through your mind. You see what I mean? Because it gets you past them. It gets you past them. You don't have to just go out there and have a fling with someone to actually feel the release. You can just process the emotions and say, you know what, I'm so past this individual. I'll find someone else when the time's right. And just focus on your own stuff. Focus on your business. Focus on your children. Focus on things that are important in your life. Whatever it is, artistically, anything. Just focus on those things. And there's lots of you in the comment section as well. And I've read it and I enjoy reading those comments because it's similar to my story. And I feel like we're on the same wavelength because you lot have taken a long period of time out from dealing with people, and you've reflected and you've learned and you've earned and you've built on yourself. And it's crucial part of the healing. And all of this is when they've lost you. They've lost you for good. They know they've lost you for good. The best they can get is chatting to you from a fake profile. The best they can get is stalking your social media or stalking your YouTube channel or stalking it. That's the best they're going to get from you. That's the only form of supply they're going to get from you. And leave them with that. The remnants of the supply. Let them have them remnants. The dusty little weirdos. They'll pick them up like scavengers. You know? So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I've got a secondary channel, a spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.